If you've been praised for being so strong, but no one noticed you were just surviving, this card is about you. Strength isn't just pushing through. It isn't silence. It isn't swallowing your anger and calling it grace. Real strength is what happens when your nervous system stops bracing. And most people have never experienced it. Let's talk about why. We were taught that strength means endurance. Take it. Handle it. Don't cry. Don't react. Be the bigger person, especially if you're queer, especially if you're femme, and especially if you grew up different. You learned very early on how to shrink your reactions so other people feel comfortable. You call it maturity, but sometimes it's just survival. The Strength card, illustrated in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck by Pamela Coleman Smith, shows us something radical. A calm figure, gently holding a lion by the mouth. No force. No violation. No domination. That's not suppression. That's regulation. The shadow of strength is the quiet grit in your teeth. The person who can handle anything. The person who never needs help. The one who absorbs the impact and keeps smiling. Queer kids learn this fast. You survive classrooms, churches, families, bathrooms, relationships where you were too much or not enough. You've survived by controlling your reactions. You survived by numbing your instincts. You survived by swallowing the roar. But here is the problem. Endurance without processing becomes self-abandonment. And self-abandonment, dressed up as resilience, will burn you out. If this is hitting a nerve, pause for a moment and comment roar. Not because we're manifesting anything, but because naming the pattern is the first crack in it. And if you're new here, subscribe. Every Tarot Tuesday, we strip these cards down. Search their psychological bones. There's no fluff and no bypassing. There's something deeply queer about this card. The figure isn't armored. They are not aggressive. They're not posturing masculinity. They are calm. The lion isn't killed or caged. The lion is acknowledged. For a lot of us, that lion is rage. It's queer rage. It's feminine rage. Religious trauma rage. The rage of being gaslit into silence. And you were told if you expressed it, you'd lose love. You'd lose safety. You'd lose belonging. So you turned it inward. That's not strength. That's containment. Real strength says, I can feel my anger without becoming my anger. I can feel fear without obeying fear. I can let my body have a reaction without punishing it for reacting. That's power, not endurance. If your body is constantly braced, your jaw tight, your shoulders tight, your breath shallow, that's not resilience. That is activation. The Strength card is about that moment when your nervous system doesn't need to brace anymore. The moment your power comes from steadiness, not suppression. And most people have never felt that because we're praised for coping, not for healing. Take a moment and ask yourself these questions. Where am I enduring instead of regulating? Where am I proud of my tolerance for pain? Who benefits from me being so strong? And what would happen if I stopped performing strength and started practicing it? If you're ready to move from endurance to embodied power, join me for my trauma-informed tarot sessions. None of that love and light nonsense. We get honest. And if this episode gave you language to something you've been carrying quietly, share it with someone who's always the strong one. Next week, we keep going because strength isn't about taming yourself. It's about trusting yourself. And that is a different kind of revolution. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe. Every Tuesday, I take a deep dive into the major arcana from a queer perspective.